News now begins with updates on the minimum wage. We understand that President Bola Tinubu may sign the minimum wage bill into law next week following its recent passage by the National Assembly. Sources within the Assembly say the bill was finalized on Wednesday and transmitted to the President on Thursday after an expeditious passage by both chambers during Tuesday's plenary session. Senior Special Assistant on National Assembly Matters Abdullahi Gumel confirmed the development, noting the President's anticipated swift assent to the bill. The National Assembly swiftly passed the National Minimum Wage Act 2019 Amendment Bill after President Tinubu and the Labour leaders agreed on 70,000 naira as the new minimum wage for Nigerian workers during a meeting at the ASO Presidential Villa in Abuja. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has quelled fears of manipulation by any interest group in the ongoing economic reforms, asserting that his campaign was self-financed and free from any obligations to individuals or institutions. Receiving a delegation by Islamic leaders at the State House on Thursday, the president emphasized that his electoral victory was the result of divine intervention, meticulous planning, and diligent efforts to garner support from Nigerians. Thursday's meeting was part of a last-minute effort by the Tinubu administration to address severe criticism over its policies and avert a planned protest. Since the removal of the fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira, the cost of living has soared, leading to widespread discontent among citizens. We also tell you that President Bola Tinubu has formally received letters of credence from the newly appointed ambassadors of Botswana, Malaysia, and the United States during his meeting with the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr. Tinubu urged the American government to place greater emphasis on Africa. In his audience with the Malaysian High Commission to Nigeria, Ayub bin Umar, Tinubu pledged Nigeria's commitment to enhancing the balance of trade between the two nations. Similarly, with Botswana's High Commissioner, Field Nani Kareng, the president expressed Nigeria's eagerness to foster strong cultural and economic ties with the southern African country. Away from that, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has warned protesters to shelve any plans of taking to the streets within the federal capital under the guise of a nationwide protest. This was during an emergency security meeting with heads of security agencies and area council chairmen, where he urged residents to embrace changes and developments ongoing within the capital, saying the president, Bola Tinubu, is doing so much to bring infrastructural development to citizens.
For us as FCT, we have seen the changes in FCT. We have seen that government is working. Mr. President has given FCT so much support that a lot of us can attest to the fact that there are a lot of changes going on in the FCT. And therefore, we will not allow anybody to set us back. We are looking forward to make sure that we take FCT to where it's supposed to be, as one of the major cities, not only in Africa, but also in the world. And so we will not allow anybody to disrupt peace. For those who want to protest on the 1st or thereabout, FCT is not available for such a protest.
Now, the Nigeria police have pledged to prevent violence during the planned nationwide protest on August 1. In a statement issued on Friday, the police public relations officer, Joseph Enade, announced that the FCT command has deployed 4,200 officers to ensure the protest remains peaceful. The Commissioner of Police for the FCT emphasized residents' right to protest, but urged that it be conducted peacefully. Ade noted that the command has strategically deployed both material and human resources throughout the nation's capital to ensure public safety, protect protesters, and prevent the protest from being hijacked by non-state actors. In the meantime, over 60,000 youths from the Arawa Integrity Group for Good Governance in north-central Nigeria have decided not to join the planned nationwide protest on August 1. In a statement from Lafia, Nasarawa State, the group's leader, Joseph Mewada, explained that their decision was to allow the federal government time to address citizens' needs and maintain peace. Mewada also cited appeals from the Secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, as a reason for their withdrawal. He urged other protesting, those who are actually organizing the protest, to reconsider, highlighting the negative impacts of past protests on citizens and their livelihoods. To discuss this, we are joined by a legal practitioner and public affairs analyst, Toho Osaruwaja, and he joins me from the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about this.
Thank you so much, Lekan.
Now, according to Article 21 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the right of peaceful assembly shall be recognized. And it went on to say that no restrictions may be placed on the exercise of this right other than those imposed in conformity with the law. So why is it that the Nigerian government seems agitated and somewhat hostile about its citizens wanting to embark on a protest?
Okay, Lekan, can you hear me?
Of course, go ahead.
Well, if you look at that particular article you just cited now, it has to do with the movement of citizens within a particular territory. And this movement did not expressly state if it is for protest or not, but protests also involve movement. We have the movement protests and non-movement protests. But be that as it may, if you see the reaction of the federal government or the reaction of state actors, which I want to talk about the police, and if you listen to the comment credited to the FCT minister, is particularly the one of the FCT minister is worrisome, because if you look at section 40 of our constitution, which is the ground law, gives the freedom of what? Freedom of peaceful assembly. I think what it should have done is to say that, well, protests are welcome, but it should be peaceful. And government has the right to make sure that every protest that is planned or executed must be peaceful. And that is within the confines of the Nigerian police. The Nigerian police are nothing other than the Nigerian police, except otherwise. So it is constitutional. It is constitutionally guaranteed, but however, there are exceptions to that. That is not an absolute right, because if you look at section 40, subsection 1, section 45, subsection 1 of the Constitution of 1999 of the Constitution of Nigeria, you discover that it also states that such rights can be suspended or stopped for the purpose of public safety. So if there is safety, if there is public interest and public safety is a question, well, the government can take every necessary measure, reasonable measure, to see that such protests do not occur. And let's not forget the recurring decima in Africa now. We should not forget the NSAS protests, which many people and even state actors are yet to recover, the one of October 2020. Then you talk about what is happening in Uganda, which is yesterday, the one of Kenya, which has been on since June 18. So these are issues, and I think it's reasonable for people to look at the recurring issues and some of the activities that follow the aftermath of this protest to reconsider whatever decision they want to take on the 1st of August.
Okay, so I'm actually glad that you spoke extensively, citing the section 40 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria and what the law actually stipulates. Now, I'm more concerned about in terms of the law, what the protests or a post-protest should look like. Because what we've seen in Nigeria, of course, in recent times have been citizens who actually bore no weapons, those who actually had just the Nigerian flag, singing solidarity songs, Nigerian songs, talking about unity, those who just had bottled water. So I'm wondering, when you begin to paint the picture of precedences and occurrences, talking about protests that has occurred in Nigeria, let's leave Uganda and Kenya alone. At what point does it seem as though it violates the provision of the Nigerian Constitution?
Well, it becomes at the point of where violence is, when violence is sensed, where violence is, because, well, if there's a peaceful protest can go with issue of procession, a peaceful procession whereby there is unison and solidarity songs are sung. Then peaceful protest can be even strategic, that is static. They can pick a particular place where they assemble, which is more reasonable, so that they'll be able to see those who are not part and parcel of the process, So that, and two, it will be easier for the security agents to protect or to provide covers for them. But a situation whereby, in the course of protest, you interrupt into the right of others, not by burning tires, not by blocking public roads, because these are public infrastructure. And you could look at what Section 45 of the Constitution says, subsection 1, that such right can be suspended when it affects what? Public interest and public safety.
Okay.
But by the time it goes beyond being in a particular place or a peaceful procession whereby traffic will not be affected, whereby properties will not be destroyed, whereby people will not be targeted and molested or harassed, then it becomes peaceful. But when it goes beyond that, because what is the essence of protest when you bring tires, start burning tires on the main road, start blocking the major road for people, those who are not part of it, not to pass?
But when you look at protests world over, not only in Africa, even in the advanced worlds, that seems to be like the way protest is being interpreted in terms of expressing grievances.
No. Let me correct that impression. In developed countries, when protest goes beyond the extent of what? Passing your message in a peaceful way. Even here in the United Kingdom, there is a reasonable containment played by the security agencies.
Okay.
So let's not forget that when you see the bonfire, you could see that there is always struggle between the security agencies who were once protecting them and the Protestants. Do you understand?
Okay.
But where it is peaceful in the sense that, well, a solidarity is taken, a procession, a route can be decided. We are proceeding from Lekki to Ajegule, or we are processing from Airport Road in Abuja to National Assembly. These are routes that the police can protect or can provide security cover. And when they are passing through that route, they should not deprive others who are not part of it, because there's two things. There's two things here. You protesting for a particular thing and also protecting the right of those who have different opinion. So you're not in any way trying to express your opinion and not start inconveniencing those who have a different opinion.
Okay, so let's just quickly look at the response of government or state actors, and I'd like to have your critical assessment of that. Now, if you listen to the voices of those calling for protests on social media and the response of government, its representatives, which would you say seems to be instigating reasons for violence more? Because we have citizens who are saying they want an end to bad governance, not government, maybe, but security operators are dispensing words to people describing, the possibility of the protests not being held. Some of them are even saying that they are going to prevent protests being held in states and in different parts. So when you look at that, the responses are the body language of these two sides, which would you say is actually, instilling or even propagating agitation or the possibility of violence coming forth with this protest that is brewing?
Yeah, well, it's just like let me just state it clear. When I read the statement attributed to the State Security Service, popularly known as the DSS, it is really worrisome, because if the DSS can identify those who are promoters of the protest, but yet they cannot really identify those who intend to perpetrate violence, is worrisome. Then if you also see the statement attributed to the FCT minister too, you could see that in his normal, his appearance, you could see that it's also worrisome to know that somebody of his caliber can make such a statement, making it expressly that such a thing is not allowed there. So by implication, if you are saying such a thing is not allowed there, that means you don't welcome dissenting opinion. And somebody who does not welcome dissenting opinion can do everything possible to make sure that what he presumes or what he presumed is going to happen will happen, because that is what is the aftermath of the EndSARS protest. So what I think it should be done, and what I think the security agency ought to have done, is to see that, well, we are willing to provide the security cover, and we are willing to deal decisively to people who go contrary to the normal standard of protest or who intend to perpetrate violence. But nobody is saying that. All what they are saying is that there is perceived danger, there is perceived violence. Now the question is, your intelligence can gather there is a violence. Why can't the intelligence identify those who wants to perpetrate the violence? So it's worrisome. So I think I push the table down to the government now, to stakeholders. That is the stakeholders, the government, and goes, let them look at it holistically, see how the concerns of the masses are raised, and how they can see, okay, well, these are your concerns, yes. As I was thinking that the FCT minister would say, as a lawyer who is, to say, okay, well, we are providing this vast area to accommodate any protest.
Okay.
And we are going to listen to you, and we are going to accept whatever you are going to say. But what they are saying, I foresee that is what happened in 2020.
2020.
Coming back again. Yes, coming back again. And I think the officials who have come out openly to condemn or who are kicking against the strike should be part of people who should be held responsible if anything happens.
All right. So we actually hope that it will not degenerate to what happened in October 2020. But thank you so much, Toho Osaroja, for talking to us and educating us on this.
You're welcome.
You're watching News Central now. We've got a very short break. We have more to come your way. Don't go away. Let's now tell you that the Northeast Development Commission has distributed hundreds of prosthetic limbs, crutches and wheelchairs in an effort to improve the lives of people with disabilities in the region. Managing Director of NEDC, Mohammed Al-Khali, who flagged off the exercise in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, said the initiative was part of efforts to promote inclusivity and empowerment for people living with disabilities. News Central's Mara Karawa completes the report.
It is a day to smile for these persons living with disabilities who previously faced challenges in mobility in Borno State of Nigeria's northeast. The provision of these mobility aids, according to them, is a long-awaited dream.
Sai dai abokanan arziki ne za su tallafa maka saboda kullum kana zaune guri daya to amma yanzu tunda Allah ya sa an samu kafan nan to akwai hanya da mutum zai iya zuwa ya dan nemi toro da kobo abin da zai dan cire gidansa da shi.
Na ga akwai bambancin kafar roba da rashin kafar roba. Allah ya saka da alheri. Na gode a wannan kungiya da ta taimake ni da kafar roba.
Na yi farin ciki sosai. Zan ringa karatu na da shi. Ni kuma na zama kamar kowa, kamar mai kafa biyu.
Na ji daɗi, kafa nan an yanka ina sha wahala. Allah ya taimake ni yau kuma ya ban kafan roba. Gashi na tafiya da kamar wayansu amma bai kai mai kafa biyu ba. Alhamdulillah ni man tafiya da kafa na zan je cikin jama'a yanzu na shiga sau ma Allah ya da zan sa sau sai zan saya. Damuna sai kafa da wani ya gani kafa na dama zai baya yanzu ba wanda zai kiyama ni.
The insurgency, which has impacted the Northeast, led to a significant increase in the number of people living with disabilities.
You can see some of them have been suffering using some local crutches and this and that. We now try to provide modern ones that will make them work as normal persons so that they can do whatever they want to do in life. So this is why we are partnered with the Commission of the Commission so that we can be able to provide what they need. As you heard them saying, we should consult them to tell us what they want. And this is one of the things they wanted, and we provided them today.
Addressing the socio-economic challenges faced by this vulnerable group is said to be among other things that prompted the need to support them.
We have been building houses, schools, clinics, and so on and so forth. And what we can do to improve the life of people in North, we can do it. Now that it's a rainy season, we're looking at agriculture so that people can be able to go back to farm. We're looking at security and so on and so forth.
The persons with special needs still look up to the Northeast Development Commission, among other agencies, and the privileged for more support and economic self-sufficiency in the region. In Maiduguri for News Central, Umaru Kirawa.
And I'll tell you that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited website has crashed just minutes after announcing job vacancies for young Nigerians. The announcement made early on Friday on social media directed applicants to the website, which is now inaccessible due to overwhelming traffic. NNPC Limited emphasizes that applications should be submitted only through the official website and cautions against applying through other sites. The company also reminds applicants that there are no fees required for job applications. We will provide updates as more information becomes available. Away from that, the people of Obohia in Ndoki Ukwaizi Autonomous Community in Abia State, southeast of Nigeria, say they will not accept any traditional ruler who is not a product of their established system of choosing. They claim that the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs are making arrangements to scuttle the constitution. News Central's Chinwilgele has the details.
We are at the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs bearing placards with different inscriptions and chanting their grievances. Traditional stool is by rotation between the two clans that make up Obohia Autonomous Community in Ndoki Ukwa East Local Government area of Abia State. They accuse some of their kinsmen of instigating the Commissioner, Permanent Secretary, and the Director of the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs to favor a candidate from the same clan where the immediate past traditional ruler came from.
We just want to tell them to, for Kurota people, the people of Umukurota, to leave, allow the Umukuroja people, the kindred, to produce the eligible Eze of their choice.
We cannot exchange our traditional stool for a political party. That is not what we are here to do.
Anything concerning tradition should not be tampered. We are seeking for justice and peace, more especially in our community.
In solidarity to the clan, expected to produce the next king following their father's demise, children of the late traditional ruler joined in the protest.
But they should know that they come from a clan. They should know that their turn has been used by my late dad. This is the turn of Umukoraja people.
We have tried and explored every peaceful avenue, but all to no avail. The commissioner of this commission is biased. The permanent secretary has obviously let us know that she is biased.
In response to the allegations, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs denied all the protesters said, accusing them of trying to interfere with the process.
The ministry does not give or select who to rule a particular community. Rather, the ministry helps them use their constitution properly to select an Eze. The Honorable Commissioner is with the Mbichirezis. There are people they call Mbichirezis. I am not from there. These Mbichirezis are the king-making bodies who should determine the processes to be taken in selecting a new Eze.
The Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs in Abia State has come under criticisms lately by various communities where the traditional rulers recognized by the government are believed not to have emerged following their adopted system. In Omaha for News Central, Chinwe Ugele.
Many thanks for staying with us. Let's now tell you about a rising star from Ghana. A 5-year-old Isa Angel, affectionately known by her fans as Argia or Lil Doc, is making waves on social media through her love for medicine. Lil Doc started her concern for sick people at a young age, which grew to become a passion in a career in medicine when she is much older. Her videos on TikTok has left her followers marveled on how a 5-year-old can be able to know so much about the medical field. Now, News Central's Bongani Siziba gives us the fascinating story of Argia, the Little Doc.
At the first glance, you might think she is just an ordinary child, just like any other, with long-term aspirations and dreams. But behind Isa Angel is no ordinary child. Meet Lil Doc, the 5-year-old who's got the medical world in awe. From the moment she was born, Little Doc's parents noticed her passion for medicine. When her mother was sick, she would take care of her with care and compassion. As she grew older, Little Dog's fascination with medicine only intensified. Her parents encouraged her curiosity, taking her by finding a mentor and allowing her to learn more. Now at just 5, Little Dog has become a regular at her mentor's surgery, learning about the human body and medical procedures. Her knowledge is impressive, to say the least. She can rattle off complex medical terms like a professional, and she knows human body parts inside out, from the liver to the pancreas and everything in between.
Doc, where are you going? I'm going to the ICU. Why? What's the emergency? My patient has pneumonia ultramicroscopic silicovolcanosis. Doc, your patient have what? Pneumonia ultramicroscopic silicovolcanosis. Doc, what's that disease too? It's a lung disease contracted from inhaling volcano particles.
Little Dog has become an internet sensation with thousands of followers hanging on her every word.
This is the kidney. The kidney filters waste products and excess substances from the body, producing urine. This is the lungs. The lungs are responsible for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, essential for respiration.
Her fans are fascinated by her extensive knowledge of the medical field at a such young age.
Hey, dog.
What does the future hold for this tiny Titanic of medicine? One thing is certain, Little Dog is going places. With her passion and determination, she'll be changing the face of medicine in no time. For News Central, Wangani Sisiba.
Well, now we are joined on the news by 5-year-old Isa Angel, who is accompanied by her mentor, Dr. Andrews Baha, a medical officer. Well, they join me from Sekondi Takoridi in Ghana. Thank you so much for joining us. Little Dog, let me start by even giving you a round of applause. Well done. So tell me, how are you doing today?
I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's quite interesting. What does that even mean? Little Dog, tell me what that means.
It means I'm extremely good.
That's nice. So, Little Dog, now you're only 5 years old, but you're aspiring to be a doctor already. What's actually inspiring you to take into the field of medicine? So I'm asking, why is it that you want to become a doctor?
Can you please? Because I want people, I don't want people to be sick. I want people to be fine and be strong.
Wow, that's nice. That's very nice. Little Dog, I understand that you can name some body parts and even explain their functions in surprising detail. So I'd like you to tell me maybe the function of the heart in the human body.
The heart pumps oxygenated blood to other parts of the body.
Wow. Oh, that's good. That's good. Fantastic. So what about the functions of the lungs? I'd like you to educate me on that too.
The lungs are responsible for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, essential for respiration.
Oh, brilliant. That's very impressive, I must say, Little Dog. Very, very impressive. So you're also quite familiar with big medical words. You mentioned one earlier a while ago. Which one actually comes to your mind now? I'd like to just give me one other medical word.
So characteristic is pedidacious. It has 35 letters and it means I'm extremely good. The second one is hippopotamus echepedalophobia. It has 36 letters. The longest word in the dictionary is pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. It has 45 letters, and it is a lung disease contracted from inhaling volcano particles.
Oh, beautiful. Fantastic. That's nice. So little dog, tell me, what do you actually love about being a doctor?
She didn't hear you, please.
Oh, okay, so Lil Doc, I'm actually asking, what is it that you love about being a doctor?
Getting mothers to learn. I'm a little dog, and I need all the mothers to learn to become a great doctor. Mothers like the heart, the lungs, the kidney, the skin, the intestine, the skull, and the big skeleton.
That's fantastic, brilliant, and I wish you all the best, Lil Doc Ajia. Thank you very much for talking to us. Now, let me quickly talk to the young man, Dr. Andrews. Now, quite interesting kid, I must say, that you have there. Tell us, how is it that you're actually mentoring her? Because she seems to know a lot about the medical field and, of course, the different terminologies and interpretations.
Well, so, like you all know, she's an amazing kid for all of us. She's been doing so well. So mentoring her actually is not easy, but it's very easy. Because for a child of her age, able to remember a lot of terminologies, a lot of conditions, a lot of concepts, personally, is mind-blowing. Even as a medical doctor myself, after teaching her, I'm not able to remember most of them. And that's natural because, I mean, our brain is not like every other person's brain. For me, over the years, because I've been practicing over and over, I'm able to remember. But for her, it's just something that is overwhelming. And for us, she's a blessing to all of us. As a country, we are so happy to have her. And I mean, having her do what she's doing, I mean, the world is just something that she's hoping that she will conquer.
Definitely, she will. And I must say that you're doing a great job mentoring her in that particular light. So tell me, 10 to about 15 years from now, where do you see Lil Doc?
For me, as a mentor, where I'm seeing her to be in the next 10 to 15 years is looking at her accomplishing her childhood dreams, which is becoming one of the best female cardiologists in the world. So as a mentor, that's what I'm praying and hoping that she will attain to that height.
And we believe that all machinations will be put in motion to help her attain that. Thank you so much, Dr. Andrews Baha and Little Dog Ajia. It was nice talking to you. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best.
You are welcome.
Very smart and sharp kid there. I wish you all the best. Let's move away from that, and I'll tell you that Niger's military leader, General Abdurrahman Tiani, has declared that the West African country is on an inexorable march towards sovereignty. Tiani made this announcement during a speech commemorating the first anniversary of the coup d'etat that brought him to power.
Aucun État, aucune organisation interétatique ne nous dictera la conduite à tenir ni son agenda en matière de partenariat stratégique ou diplomatique. Et ceux qui fantasment sur la remise en selle imminente des régimes déchus à leur solde vont déchanter. Ils devront se rendre à l'évidence avant qu'il ne soit trop tard. Notre marche vers la souveraineté pleine et entière et inexorable.
We're now head to Mali, where the Transport Ministry on Friday said that 16 people were killed and 48 injured when two buses collided in central Mali. The ministry cited excessive speed and driver recklessness as probable causes of the accident. We understand that all victims have been taken to a nearby health center. An investigation has also been opened to determine the exact circumstance of the crash. In neighboring Senegal, another accident on Thursday left 6 people dead and 14 injured between Onabanjo and Ourossogui near the Mauritanian border. Staying in West Africa, residents of the Ajame village in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, are digging through rubble for their belongings as excavators continue to demolish houses to make way for a new road. On Thursday, expelled residents expressed their anger by hurling stones at security forces who responded with tear gas. At least one mechanical digger was set ablaze during the confrontation. Ajame is one of many traditional villages in the city of 6 million people where evictions have increased since February, particularly in poorer districts prone to flooding. Earlier this year, floods claimed at least 24 lives within 10 days.
Dans la cour, ils ont défoncé les portails, défoncé les portes. Ils ont pris toutes mes choses, mes bijoux, mes habits, tout est parti. Le portable de mon enfant, l'ordinateur, tout est parti. Je ne sais pas si ils sont venus pour casser ou bien ils sont venus pour nous dépouiller. Donc voilà ça, nous sommes dans la désolation. On ne fait pas ça. On ne fait pas ça.
Ils viennent casser la maison, vous me regardez. Regardez. Ils sont rentrés même dans la maison, ils ont cassé même les portes. Dans la peur, ils ont cassé les portes, même ils sont rentrés, ils ont fouillé les maisons, volé les trucs, saccagé les trucs. On ne sait pas qui a fait ça. Est-ce que ça c'est bon?
Nous, on se disait que c'est un petit centimètre qu'ils avaient demandé qu'ils allaient prendre. Mais à nos surprises, ils ont débordé par rapport à ce qu'on pensait. Vous voyez, non? Vraiment, c'est catastrophe. C'est catastrophe. On ne peut pas tout dire, mais on a perdu beaucoup de choses.
A Philippine-flagged tanker MT Terra Nova sank off the coast of Manila on Thursday while carrying 1.4 million liters of industrial fuel oil. The incident, which occurred nearly 7 kilometers off the Limay municipality in Bataan province, resulted in the death of one crew member. The tanker was en route to Iloilo City when it capsized in Manila Bay amidst rough seas. Heavy rains driven by Typhoon Gami and the seasonal monsoon have been lashing Manila and surrounding regions over the past few days. An extensive oil slick stretching several kilometers has been detected. The Philippine Coast Guard is preparing to apply dispersants and deploy floating barriers to contain the spill. Talking sports now, Plateau United's leadership has unveiled a series of incentives aimed at boosting player morale for the upcoming 2024-2025 Nigeria Premier League football season. Habila Butler, the club's general manager, reviewed these plans during a team meeting. Butler outlined financial rewards for outstanding performances. The team is set to kick off their season against newly promoted side El Kanemi Warriors. This match will mark the beginning of Plateau United's campaign in the new season. Elsewhere, Natoya Goaltepin is beaming with confidence ahead of taking it to the track against some of the greatest 100-meter runners in the world at the Paris Olympic Games. The Jamaican ace is looking forward to having a great run at the Olympic Games after having great training sessions in the camp. Goaltepin explained that having achieved a season best time in the build-up to the Olympics is a sign that she is on the right track as far as her training is concerned. She exuded confidence and excitement and is looking forward to representing Jamaica in the best possible way. Max Verstappen, who faces a 10th-place grid penalty for Sunday's Belgian Grand Prix, topped the times for Red Bull ahead of McLaren's Oscar Piastri in Friday's opening free practice at this weekend's race. The series leader and three-time world champion outpaced Piastri, who claimed his maiden Formula One victory in Hungary by 0.531 seconds. Verstappen clocked a best lap in 1 minute and 43.372 seconds and remained unchallenged at the front of the field throughout the session as he began his bid to end a three-race winless run by claiming his fourth consecutive Belgian triumph. Williams' Alex Albon was third fastest ahead of Mercedes of George Russell and seven-time champion Lewis Hamilton, Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez of Red Bull, and Lando Norris in the second McLaren. And that's all at this hour. But before we go, we take a look at some of our top stories. Nigeria police to deploy 4,200 men in the Federal Capital Territory during End Bad Governance protest. NNPC official site crashes minutes after job vacancy announcement. We also told you that bus crash kills 16, injures 48 in central Mali. You can send your eyewitness report to the WhatsApp number and email on the screen. Don't forget to follow us on social media. We are at News Central TV. You can equally watch us live on DSTV channel 422, StarTimes channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Lekan Onabanjo.